Hey, so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, realizing that I can now verbalize something that's been on my heart for a long time. So I thought to myself, maybe I would share it with you all because I'm sure somebody out there could use the same message. It's about attachments of any sort with other people. I've always been someone that even I can love someone to death, I can be all in with that person, but I don't attach myself to other people. I've never felt like because that person's related to me, like it's us, and I've never really felt like because I'm together with this person, like it's us forever. You know what I'm at? I don't even know how to explain that part because at one point I did believe in marriage, but I think that was the issue. At the end of every day, I'm always a free spirit, and that's how I always end up dolo. So I learned to embrace that. I love being dolo. Long story short, I kind of feel like everyone has the potential to be that way. And some people are like me, they were just born that way where they prefer to either be alone or my preference is actually to co-create with people. Like I like to meet people on the road or vacation. There are so many people on this earth, but I like to meet people, have a beautiful, explosive, amazing time together, and then just kind of move on. And I mean, don't be a creep about it. I'm not talking about like sex. With same thing though. If that's what you are propelled by, having sex with different people, then cool. Same scenario. Um, I kind of feel like as human beings and as individual spirits borrowing these bodies, we really should be able to just kind of interact with people we prefer to interact with and then keep it moving. Now, of course, that does not exclude any other person, but I'll tell you one thing, when you vibrate a certain way, that's what you vibrate. That's what you attract to you, what you're putting out. And so, long story short, the nonsense will miss you if you're not vibrating in that realm. I think it is the most amazing thing to meet someone that you didn't know, have a great, heartfelt, warm, mentally productive time together, and then just move on with your lives. You may see each other again, you may not. To me, that's always been kind of like a normal concept. That's great. Everybody has something else to offer. Everybody comes from somewhere, and there's so many people that you will never ever meet every single one of them while you're here. And they're always changing anyway, as far as the spirits who comes to this realm, who leaves it. Whole nother conversation. But long story short, it makes sense to me that I don't have to be attached to someone forever because I enjoy that person. Friends, family, lovers, children. I love my children to death, but they're going to be adults one day. They're going to have their own lives. Right now, they have their own personalities, their own spirits, their own wishes, desires. It has nothing to do with me. So as long as I'm informing them and guiding them, I'm cool with that. Can we meet up and co-mingle, co-create sometimes and just have a wonderful, fulfilling experience while we're here on this earth? Yes, I believe we can. I believe all people can do that. And I think that's part of one of the setbacks that society has from speaking to other people. It seems like everybody feels obligated to someone else. Everybody feels like they owe this person that, and they've known this person this long, or they've been related to this person this long, so they feel like they have to. A lot of the times, this is from me speaking one on one to so many people. When I was younger, I was kind of like, these are my people. I have to be here. If you're not loyal, if you're not down, you're not, you know, you know how it is. Whatever that interprets to your life. Long story short, I realized after I grew up and started advancing more. Mind you, I was born spiritual. Like things that I thought should be a certain way when I was younger made complete sense once I started meeting my actual people who knew what I was talking about. Death is one of those things. I won't get into it. But long story short, I think if everyone entertained the idea that you don't have to attach to someone because of whatever your interaction was, like you don't have to be permanently attached to that person ever, if more people realize that, I think it would be amazing if everyone could, kind of be accountable for themselves. Of course, it'll never happen because that's just not how it works. You need the contrast to make the balance. I get it. But long story short, if we could meet, interact, be genuine, it wouldn't be a matter of remembering how that person acted the last time y'all were together or what that person did when or who said that person did. It would be none of that because your perception of this person will be from your interaction, period. And if you're not interacting with this person all the time, the only thing you have is what happened when you were with them, how you felt when you were with them. And I think being a good person is subjective. To me, a good person is someone that makes you feel good when you're with them. You get a good feeling about them, whether they're talking, whether they're not, their presence. You know a good person by what feels right to your spirit. And so I kind of feel like we could all just mind our business, live our lives, and just kind of interact when necessary and or when we want to, but not to hold one another to what we know of them. And this stretches in so many areas. That's like you see a lot of memes going on about like people who will support you and people who believe in you and such. And someone who's not supporting you probably does have in their mind, they still have that imprint from the you they used to know. But as a human, as a spirit, if you're not constantly growing every single day, every moment, whether you're alone or with your other people, you got to understand it might not be as successful as it would be if you were growing every day, right? So when you're around people that you know, people that have known you your whole lives, people you interact with consistently and often, they tend to want to tell you who you are. And if you're not in tune enough with yourself, you listen to them and you think they're right based on what you did and what you said, but nobody can tell you who you are except for you. And the lines don't need to be all mixed up and entangled like that when you're trying to deal with people. You live your life, they live their lives. You meet up sometime, have a great time, and you move on. Another benefit of that is you meet this person that you know you always have a good time with when y'all meet once every 5 years, whatever it is, just for example. You know you have a great time every time that y'all get together. You make magic happen. That being the case, it's like I'm looking forward to being with this person, spending time with this person, co-creating with this person, because I know like when they come, they give me their real. They're really them. They're open. They're having a good time. Everybody has a bad day. Yes, I agree. But when you are aligned with your inner spirit and you're on track, you're balanced, it's a whole different realm. And only a certain people know what the heck I'm talking about, and that's fine. But my point is, if you come with your best, and instead of holding on to things outside of the current interaction you're having, you have that great moment in time forever. You always have that moment in time. Even if you never see that person again, you remember that moment in time when you were both just giving your best. You were genuine from the inside out. And what I will say to that is, I'm sure a lot of people can attest, as far as I'm concerned. I feel like I've lived a million different lifetimes already. I really do. Like, I feel like I've lived so many different lifetimes just in this walk, this time, in this body alone. That being said, if you speak with someone about me, anyone who's ever dealt with me personally outside of social media, they'll let you know, like, I'm always like this. You know what I mean? I'm a very genuine person. I don't change. I'm consistent with who I am. And that's because I'm real. I'm just really real. That being said, I might be interested in doing different things on different days. You can't put me in your box because you don't know how I'm wearing a dress this day and then I'm wearing a freaking dress and climbing a tree on that day, even though I'm a grown woman. Like, long story short, don't try to figure me out. But what I'm always clear and genuine about is who I am inside. The fact that I don't come with bad intentions. I don't come to take nothing from nobody. I don't go out my way to hinder anyone else. And I'm real good at minding my business. I just kind of wanted to get out there since able to put into words to myself what it was that I've been thinking all this time. And I wanted to tell somebody because somebody's going to grasp onto what I'm saying. Somebody's going to understand. And it may even help to know that there are more of us out here like gypsy, LaRue, hippie. I can fall into a lot of categories, but I'm about being free, a free spirit, about commingling with people that want to be happy while they're here. You know what I mean? If you're not on that wave, you might want to get on that wave because it is dope. I've never met so many great people as when I've been traveling. When I've traveled by car, by plane, by whatever, however I've traveled, camping outdoors, RV type stuff, whatever's the case, I've never met more amazing people than the ones that are just free. They're not being held down by the society and what looks right, what you're supposed to do, what so and so did in 1776. Like, shut up. What I mean is, it doesn't interest a person like me. Okay, find your people, stay with your people,